So we're just going to go along the marine parade of the city of Napier, famous, some of you may know, as the Art Deco capital of the world. The reason being that in the 3rd of February 1931 the city was completely destroyed by a major earthquake, and so it was rebuilt through the 30s in the style of sort of Spanish Mission, Southern California style of that period, which became known as the Art Deco or Spanish Mission period. On the left we've got a hot salt water pool, spa, training pool complex, associated gymnasium with it there. Next building on the left is our War Memorial Building. You can see the eternal flame flying in there, and the plaques with the names of all of the soldiers that we lost in both World Wars. On the time, I think we have to have you back at the ship at 5:15, and if we have time we'll have a quick look through town and you can see some of the buildings. You can see the cars here. This is the era rather that we sort of promote. A couple of cars here, and you saw a couple on the wharf, and when you get back to the ship tonight there'll be quite a lineup of vintage and veteran cars that you'll be able to have your photo taken with if you desire. We often get asked if there's deer under these trees. On this property there wouldn't be, but in the bigger forest in the middle of the island for sure there'd be a lot of deer and wild pig roaming under this sort of forestation. But no bears or nothing that can hurt you. No bears, no snakes. So we're a bit lucky in that respect. Very few animals left on the farm that can harm the birds. What they did find, surprisingly enough, was an amazing amount of feral cats, wild or domestic cats that had become wild on the property, were caught in the traps. Paradise duck down on the pond there.
People down the bottom there, they've been walking out to the Ganets. If you get the tide right, you can leave where our base is for hours. You'll see some wheel tracks down there. That's there's another tour operator that runs a tractor with big trailers out the back. And they give you a nice little cushion, which is about 2 inches thick, to try and pad your bottom. That's obviously no road and lots of rocks.
Gentleman was asking, these are our microcarpers on the left here, sir. You can see they don't grow very tall and straight at all, but that's our native pine.
Nice and green.
I was saying they used a lot, or were used a lot, not quite so much now in boat building, because they grew in lots of bent, weird shapes, and the old boat builders would find a tree that was roughly to the shape they wanted and then hew it out with an adze, and it became structurally part of the boat, the bent stem of the bow, or perhaps the ribs. this gate, we're more or less in this is the last gate.
Take a picture of me standing here. I'm not going to fall. What is that?
Fluffy one out there. Down. Well, that's a big chick. Gretchen, come here, please. Look at the size of that chick.
They are very much part of the booby family, actually. Yeah, yeah.
Same family.
Yeah, same family.
Their color is
Yeah.
You can't see that.
I'm a bit lucky. I live quite close to the sea, a little bit north of Napier, and you'll often see them hunting in pairs. And the reason that they do that is that as they dive into the water, they dive in at a hell of a rate. And they have a little membrane that comes down and blocks their eye off just as they go into the water, and as they get older that membrane becomes weak and the birds often become quite blind or very partially sighted, and they'll often hunt in pairs, and a young bird with good sight will fly with an older bird, and they fly 30 or 40 feet above the water, and when they see a fish, the bird with good eyesight will see a fish and peel into a dive, and the older bird, even though it can't see the fish, will go down beside it, and once it gets closer or under the water, it can then see the fish. So the younger bird is sort of guiding the older bird into where the food is. In the off season, of course, in the winter, when you see them flying in pairs, it's usually just mum and dad flying around because they're actually a pair then. But when you see them at this time of the year out fishing and hunting, it's only one or the other of the parents. It's not both the parents away at the same time. Yes, yeah, we have a lot of hawks. We would normally see one somewhere around here, flying around, scavenging a bit, but I haven't seen one.
They don't bother the Ganets.
They don't bother. As we climb up out of the gully here, I'm going to stop on a corner over here, so those of you with a video or even a still camera, you can get a photo of the buses coming down through this cutting. I'm going to stop on a corner up on the right there, so if you want to get prepared with a video, be quick, be quick.